Okay, now Laura, remember, this is the last. The very, very last straw. Tell me, who's responsible for these videos? Well, me and Buzzfeed, apparently. Because I'm answering Buzzfeed's stupid-ass questions. But seriously. I'm Double R, and welcome, Organics, to Double R finishing off this frickin' series of answering questions from Buzzfeed from one of the random races that they decide to ask another random race. And this is part 2 of my larger video of black people deciding to ask white people things, because, you know, why incite race when you can cite race by questioning races with stupid questions? But I'm pretty sure black folks questioning black folks should have almost 100% no stupidity at all going on in this video. There will be no illogical questions that come up. They're going to be good old-fashioned, 100% college-level actual questions that I'm going to have to think about. I'm really hoping that's the case. I'm really hoping, but if it comes out to be fucking what I fear, kind of why I don't want to do the white versus black questions. That's kind of why I'm really making this the last one, because if I go do that one, I'm probably going to get really pissed off really quick, especially from what I saw from black people questioning white folks. I have a gut feeling I'm going to really hate seeing what white people want to ask black people. I'm going to really hate that. So I sense I'm going to hate that to an umph degree. So let's just go ahead and cover this last video, and if it really comes down to it, if it really comes up, and if people really think it's a good idea for me to try to answer that, which I seriously doubt, but if for some reason someone wants me to cover that set of questioning, let me know and I'll give it a shot. But let's go ahead and get right to it. Black questions from black folks to black folks about black folk things. Okay, let's go. Let's hit it.
Why is it so hard to be on time? Like, why does 5 to 10 always become 20 to 30?
Fuck this, I'm out. Damn it, I said I was going to do this. Okay, shift gear, brain. Shift gear. Please, Buzzfeed, don't do this. Don't do this again. Please make points. Please, I'm begging you to make points. I'm begging. I am literally on the last strings of my sanity with all your stupid questions. Please, ask questions that make sense to ask. But, on to this question. Not all of them are always late. However, comma, I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. It's obviously a question. It's obviously a running thing. But not all black people are always late. Simple as that. I just hope this isn't the line of questioning that they're going to do, and I really hope it's not. I want to be proven wrong. Please, for the love of God, someone. Okay. Let's just keep going. 27. Wait, that's 3 more than what they had questions for white people. Was it a different writer? Okay. Alright. Let us hope that these are going to be different questions and not just rehashed from other sections. Let's just hope. I'm trying to. I even put Saf up here instead of Crimson because I have hope. I have hope that same race asking same race, even white questioning white. They tried. You could tell that they were trying to be political to make sure they weren't in trouble with their other folks in the office. This I'm hoping they can. I'm hoping. I'm just hoping things go good here. I'm hoping. Please let it go good. Please let it go good. Please, I can't take any more stupidity. Please, for love of God, please let this go good.
If my dab is on fleek, am I lit? What?
My sources say yes. Well, wait. Well, hold on. Just because dad's on fleek doesn't mean that you're lit. You need to be somewhat on fleek for you to be lit. How the fuck do I know this?
Why is it a problem if I like anime?
What? Is this about that one black kid that tried to go Super Saiyan and put on YouTube? And I hope it's not about that. And why is it a problem that you like anime? It shouldn't be a problem you like anime, but again, I've seen quite a few people, especially black folk, who freaking power blast other black folks for liking anime. So that question is legitimate, and I don't know why it's a problem. I don't understand that. Huh. Maybe because most anime isn't straight thugging? Is that well, of course that's a thing. This is all music, but is that a thing? Is that why? Someone find out. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Why do black people look at your shoes before they greet you?
Why?
Because the homie's peeping your kicks. What? Again, how the fuck do I know this shit? No, but seriously, it's like a status thing. If you don't have 2, 7, 8, 12 chains on, then they're gonna look at your shoes first. It's just so they know where you're at. I'm guessing that's what it is. I guess it's a status thing. I'm presuming that's what it is. I don't know 100%, but I'm pretty positive that's about it.
Are we more likely to engage in the new dance trend than we are to get involved in politics or opening a business?
Well, here's the thing about that. If you get into things like politics or opening business or whatnot, there's a level of failure that could happen. By participating in dance trends, you already see that it's somewhat popular, so of course you're going to jump on it. There's no real level of failure at that point. I do understand the concern, however, because politics is a thing, and if you sit there and say you support Trump, you're going to get chokeslammed, or if you support Clinton, you're going to get chokeslammed. You just can't win. You don't know how to walk into that. Businesses, there's a chance to fail, and if it fails, you go even further in the red, and that's kind of like something you don't want to do. So I can see why people are apprehensive about that in general, not just black people. Just put that out there. Wow, so far these questions are making a lot more sense except for the first one. Wow, my hope is starting to come back, and I don't like the fact that my hope's coming back.
How did watermelon become our thing? Like, everybody should love watermelon.
Why do you?
I want to like this guy. I do. I want to like this guy. I want to like him. He seems to have charisma. I want to like him. But he has a point. And the way he said it makes me feel so much better. Like in the 36 questions where the girl said, everyone loves Beyonce, everyone loves Notebook, is just a fact. That pissed me off because, no, it's not just a fact. The way he said it, though, it seems a lot smoother. Not just because I want to like the guy, but the way he said it, everyone should like watermelon. Okay, I can work with that. Should. It's not a definite. You're not sitting there saying, oh, you're going to love watermelon or I shove it down your throat. No, he's not saying that. He's saying it should. I'm with that. I'm okay with that. That's a good way to ask the question. Or a good way to make a statement. I like that. And why watermelon's a black thing? Damned if I know. But it seems to be a running thing. Like I said, that's kind of where I'm stuck with my joke. I'm not black enough for watermelon. I'm not white enough for honeydew. I'm stuck with cantaloupe. But that's just the thing. I'm used to that. Because I'm mixed. I'm used to that. But that's a good question. People should like watermelon. Watermelon isn't bad, folks. It's watermelon. It's fucking watermelon, bro.
I get upset when I don't like a black celebrity.
Who gets upset? I don't get upset. Not if you don't like a black celebrity. Depending on the reasoning, of course. I mean, some people are just fucking bad. Let's just be honest.
Race aside, some people are just terrible.
What do we call?
Holy shit, someone said pretty much the same thing I just said. Huh. Hey, race aside. Nice. That's a good ad. That's a good ad. It seems like either A, they heard me from my previous video, which I know that didn't happen, and B, I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking happened. When it's between races, they pretty much sent the questions to one side, they wrote it down, and then the other side just had to ask the questions. Like, black people have questions for white folks write down what they think is going to be done, they had a little powwow, then they adjusted it and gave it to the black guys, well, gave it to the black folks to say, which is why they seem exceedingly stupid. But with that said, these questions seem like this group got together and thought about what they wanted to ask fellow black folk. Or it seems that way to me, because not all the questions are freaking la, look at me, BLM all day kind of logic. It's actual logic. It's straight up basic logic. And I'm with that. Thank you, Buzzfeed, for actually doing something right. Australians got a point, and so far this video has the point. Hopefully they won't drop the ball. Drop the ball. Let's just hope they don't drop the ball.
Call each other the N-word, but get vehemently upset when a white person uses the N-word.
Didn't I rage on that on the other question set? I know I've brought that question up many times myself. I don't know. I don't know why I don't know why it was twisted to be a good word, and then everyone gets upset because you're trying to make it a good word that other people want to use it, and then you're like, no, that's a bad word if you say it, but it's a good word when we say it to each other. What? I don't understand that logic either. I really don't. Good question. Wish I knew. Can't figure it out. Whatever. Moving on. Next question. Thank y'all for using logic. Whew. Hope is starting to return a little bit more.
It drains my soul to hear the word, and I just don't understand how people who have any understanding of history can use that word.
That is kind of my point in a nutshell. It's that and the point that everybody wants to redefine words, and that's the problem with this particular word. When black people use it to other black folks, they say it willy-nilly like it's a good thing. Like surfers used to say dude, they just said the N-word the same way. Seriously. Why would you do that? And then get mad when other people see that you're using it as a good term, try to use it to you as a good term, and then you get mad at that. It makes no sense, but again, even they pointed it out. And this is fucking Buzzfeed, ladies and gentlemen. And even they know that there's some weird bullshit. And that's weird as fuck for me to say. Holy shit. Wow. I don't even know how to take that.
Why is my natural hair, the hair that grows out of my head, seen as a political statement?
What?
To be fair, not all people see it as a political statement, but extremists want anything to grasp onto to hold their narrative. Wait, that was a legitimate question, though. And I didn't even give a smart-ass answer. I gave a technical answer. They're actually asking normal questions. Oh, thank goodness. My head feels like it's able to get back together, and I don't have to worry about actual brain resets that make me feel like I'm going to into an enraged state, like Wolverine. Nah, I'm not going to go to that. That's great. I don't know why, but that makes me feel so much better. That they're asking questions that I can actually give normal answers to, and it's not me coming off like an ass, and I don't have to react to their condescending tone. That's actually pretty good. I like it when they're asking questions normally. I'm with that. And why is it a political statement? I don't know. Extremists, they're out of their mind on all accounts. But again, that's extremism. That's how they work. That's how they roll.
I really think people with light skin look better than people with dark skin.
Do you
Excuse me a moment. I think you meant why people who are white look better than people who are black in accordance to popular belief. Okay. Taking it as that kind of question, it's, like I said before, it's how the media projects things. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying media has been in control for a while, and they've been pushing these kind of things a while. It's because we always see all the heroes being white. It's because we hear all these happy little songs that are wholesome country songs and wholesome music, and it's all sung by white people. But then you try to find black people singing wholesome stuff, and it's straight thugonomics all over the place, and you're just like, oh, come on. It's things like that contrast, and it's because it's been pushed in the media for so long that now you're trying to rebound, and that's the problem. If this was actually held across the board, I'm not saying instantly cast Asians and blacks and Himalayans and kung fu artists and all that happy stuff into certain roles. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that media should be trying to push a little bit more on other races with different characters. Kind of why I'm pushing for Suicide Squad. They got a black guy in there. It's Will Smith. But again, the character is black. He's black. It works. And it's Will fucking Smith. Who doesn't like Will Smith? There's quite a few people who don't like Will Smith, but the case holds that he's trying to ensure that there's a positive image of black people. Granted, he's a criminal in that one, so it probably doesn't help. And I would use Blade, but he's a criminal in that, so I can't use that. But still, popular movies, you're trying to push for certain looks, and I think it's media that needs to help make it better. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. As long as they help make it better within logic. Let me stress that last part. Within logic.
You really believe that black is beautiful?
Or is that just something you say because it sounds cool?
Why?
Some full on believe it. Some just say it. I believe if you look good, you look good. Just that simple. Doesn't matter what race you are. If you look good, you look good. Everyone has their own fetishes, so that each number gets adjusted accordingly. But last time I'm saying it. If you look good, you look good. That's how it should be in the media. That's how things should work. So, is black beautiful? Yes. Sometimes it's not, but yes, it's beautiful. Is white beautiful? Yes. Sometimes it's not, but in general, yes. Is Asian beautiful? Yes. Sometimes not. In general, yes. You see how that works with me. Always in general, it should be beautiful. It's just how people are portraying themselves, how the upkeep is, how they act, their mannerisms, and then, of course, there's narratives, and that's a whole other kettle of fish. And narratives are what's really screwing everything out the wazoo. So, yeah, let's worry about fixing narratives and try to get everything on the right page. That would be great. That would be awesome. I'm going to need you to come in on Sunday. Yeah, that would be great.
Some black people say that you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl.
I feel this is piggybacking off of the whole black is beautiful line that just came up. But the reason being is because I'm not saying they're racist, so don't presume I'm saying that. But what I'm saying is that they didn't expect a darker skinned person to look pleasing to their personal preferences, so it throws them off. Unfortunately, it is still a very racist thing to say, but that's just people in a nutshell. Until we get all that narrative shit straightened out and people stop pushing narratives on the extreme side and whatnot, this is going to keep happening, unfortunately. That's kind of like saying you look pretty good for a white chick, or you look pretty good for an Asian chick. It's just going to happen because the person's personal preference doesn't run into what they expect from your specific race. You get what I'm saying? Like if it's a Japanese guy, he's looking at Japanese girls, and all of a sudden a white girl comes in, and he's like, oh, you look pretty good for a white girl. It's going to be the same line, because his level of beauty that he's expecting to see comes from a certain race, comes from what his media has beat into his head. Ergo, what we got to fix here. Now, I'm not saying media needs to just have everyone be freaking GQ, jumping, doing cartwheels and shit, but at the same time, you can pretty much say, people who look good, Wesley Snipes, Beyonce, then you turn around, white guys, Ryan Reynolds, Jessica Alba. You could just go off a list and you just pick people from random and you could say who looks good. You know what I mean? You can do that. But the general answer is they didn't expect the race that they're saying this about to hold the type of markers that they expected as beauty. You see what I'm saying? That's like saying a Dodge Ram magically has a Ford part and you're like, what? You're not expecting it. That's kind of what they're saying. Again, it's not right, but that's pretty much the mentality overall that I can figure anyway. I could be completely wrong and they're just assholes. That's a thing too.
When that is said to me, it still makes me feel like the ugliest little black thing.
Okay, you're kind of going a little far with that. The ugliest little black thing? No, stop. That's not what they mean. I just covered it. You have markers that they say looks good to them. So you're not the ugliest little black thing. They're just surprised that you look good to them. So if there's like 5 people on the list that they were like, oh yeah, these people look like the best, 3 of them are going to be white by default. If they're a white guy. If they're Asian, they might have Asian. You know what I mean. They have their own personal preferences. But for the sake of argument here, if it's a white guy, he's probably going to think 3 white women look really good right off the bat. And then you spark several of the markers that look good, so you instantly get jumped up within the top 3 to 4 right off the bat. It threw that guy off completely. But of course, women say this to guys too, so yeah. But like I said, it's more of a surprise reaction than anything else. They didn't expect you to look good to them because of your race. Again, people are racist. It's what they perceive as normal beauty versus perceived beauty and media beauty and all that happy crap. There is a reason for it. It's more of a shock factor from them. They're not trying to make you feel bad. It's one of those things of, holy crap, you actually look good to me, and I didn't expect that. That's what it is. Am I making sense? I hope I am. I really hope I am.
Why do some black men only date white women?
Why is
Some are racist. Some see the medical problem, and there is medical problems called sickle cell. In some cases, it's a thing. And if you put too much together, kid comes out with it, there's possibility of problems. In some cases, that's the case. In some cases. Not all of them, in some cases. In other cases, it's how they feel. It's how it works. Now, with that being said, can you name me some media that was pushing that kind of thing? I mean, seriously? Because I've yet to see that in media, to be dead honest. Black guy with a white chick, it doesn't happen. Even in Men in Black, it was slightly remotely inferred, but even in part 2, she was dropped like a freaking rock. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not seeing it. I don't know. Maybe, at least you're not getting all your questions from Hollywood. Thank goodness for that.
it okay for black men to date white women, but not okay for a black woman to date outside her race?
I just covered this about the media thing, about movies, TV shows, and things of that nature. Friends, great example of what I mean. Joey, Ross, both dated a black girl. Same black girl. And it was okay, but no black guy dated, say, Phoebe or any of them. You see what I'm saying? None of the white female friends were dated by a black guy or courted by a black guy. The only time it started coming up recently was fucking Family Guy, of all things, where Lois happened to have a history with Jerome. And even then, they're not actively together. There's a lot of implied stuff, but not actively together. So most media, and a good chunk of media, the black guy's not with the white girl. That seems to be like a no-no in media. However, in real life, it seems to be the total opposite, and I don't understand why. I don't get it. Good question. I don't get why. I don't know why real life is one way and media is complete opposite. But whatever. It's media. It's weird. It's on something. It's on crack. I don't know. Next.
Why do you protest Black Lives Matter?
And then
I predominantly protest the extremists. The Third Reich feminazis. Them, I protest. Some of the actual people who are feminists, who actually do good work, I don't have a problem with. But the Third Reich, the extremists, I have a problem with them. I have a problem with BLM extremists who say, oh, this is a white baby, it needs to die immediately. I have problems with that. I don't have a problem with the core logic of it. I have a problem with the extremists. The ones that go marching down the streets screaming that they want dead cops now. Things like that. Extremists. That's just me. I have issue with the extremists because they go off on some tangent and they stay there and they blame everything on that tangent. It's fucking stupid. Leadership needs to be done in both cases just to fix this kind of stuff.
and tear each other down in the next breath. Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. You would think people would support one another, and yet I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you. I really do, but I don't know.
Why do we say that we don't want to be seen as a monolith, but then try to take people's black cards away for not liking something that's supposedly black? Why?
If I said you were lying, I would be lying by default. Like I've said many times, I've had black people saying I'm not black enough for certain comments. I'm not black enough to put in my 2 cents on certain things because, again, I'm not black enough. Because half of me is black, it's only half, it's only 50, so that 0.5% doesn't count, sorry. It's not enough for us to take it seriously. So we're not going to count your opinion as a black man. Because, you're half white. There's no way you've ever had problems with the law. You've never had problems with the law. You never had guns pointed at you. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why some black folks do that. I guess it's the whole I'm supreme, look at me. It's one of those weird racism things that you try not to say you're racist, but you're racist. kind of one of those things. I'm not saying I'm racist, but you're not black enough. That kind of thing. And I don't know why people do that. You would think you're trying to go through a debate and convince people to your side, not just, fuck you, you're not black enough, sorry. Well, sorry, they don't even say sorry. It's, fuck you, you're not black enough. Your opinion doesn't count. Yeah, that's a thing. That happens, and I don't know why. I think that's probably where some of the divide comes in. Just saying.
Are we so quick to support a non-black owned business, but then hesitate when it's a black owned business?
I don't know. I have no problem either way. If the store has something I want and I want to buy it, I tend to buy it. It's kind of how I work. Now, why it's weird for others, I don't know. There's probably a reason somewhere in their mentality. Probably instilled racism somewhere in their brain. I don't know. And I'm only saying instilled racism because they had this whole, apparently there's checklists for being black. That still blows my mind. And apparently on that checklist, owning a business is not on it. So that might be a thing to look into.
I mean, is there a cutoff time for this whole homophobia thing in the black community? Because I'm really looking forward to that.
To be honest, so am I. Because, again, when Black Lives Matter extremists overran the frickin' Toronto Pride Parade because they had demands that they wanted met, yeah, it kind of threw their fellow black folks who happen to be gay under the bus. Just, and I went on a rant about that, so I'm not going to go into it again. There's no point. But yeah, that's the thing, and it needs to be taken care of as well. Again, if you're gay, you can't be black, according to some black folk, and I don't know why. I don't understand why. So, good question. Wish I knew.
Why is growing up without a father so common in our race?
What?
There's a whole lot of little reasons. I'm just gonna go back to the freaking music. It's what quote black music has been pushing. Why stay with a woman? Hell, there's even songs. There's a lyric in a song. I kid you not, and I think it's from Lil Wayne. Don't hold me to this. I could be wrong, because again, I only overheard it, and it kind of made me go, "What?" But there's a lyric. I'm not gonna try to sing it because I don't sing. But, and I know there's going to be a montage. If I ever get popular enough, there's going to be a montage of people going, "He doesn't sing, huh?" Boom, bunch of singing. But the line is, pretty much, if I remember correctly, you talking to a bitch, that's a no-no. Or you pillow talking a bitch, and that's a no-no. Again, why are you going to downgrade? Whatever. But you see what I'm saying? When it comes to pillow talk, oh, sorry. You pillow talking a bitch, that's a no-no. And you talking to her after, that makes you homo, or some shit like that. Some weird shit like that. And it's like, well, if he's homo, why is he a homo if he pretty much did a girl? I don't get this. But again, music is pushing all these rhetorics, and everyone keeps buying it, going, "Oh, this is a great song, yeah!" Because they're listening to it, and they're letting the lyrics sink into their head, and just like that, media is not brainwashing, per se, but it's reinforcing certain things that they feel is correct. And unfortunately, that goes with dads not being around and some dads being killed because of, well, less than scrupulous working things, like, you know, drugs and such. Just putting that out there. Not 100%, but that seems part of the reason.
Don't we like to confront our mental health issues? Therapy is such a wonderful and magical place.
In many cases, black people don't feel that they have mental health issues. The mental health issues they feel that they may have are, from their perspective and perception, caused by the white people. And so they don't need therapy because the white person will just try to brainwash them to think a different way. And yes, I've heard rhetorics like that, unfortunately for me. But that's a thing. Be mindful. That's pretty much part of the mindset on why some folks don't go get therapy. I'm just putting that out there.
Why is there a checklist for being black?
Why?
There's a fucking checklist? Why the hell aren't I notified about these things? No, seriously. Someone give me a memo, like, right stat now. I need this checklist. I didn't know there was a checklist for being black. I was uninformed. I guess I'm not black enough to be notified about these things. Give me this checklist. I need this checklist. I need this checklist now. I need the checklist. I need the checklist. Someone get me that checklist. Like, stat. I need it. Seriously. I need that checklist.
Why is being educated considered a white thing? Why can't I love school and also be black?
Why?
This one I can actually hit with a little bit of an edge. A little bit of a katana blade, if you will. The reason why this is a thing is because even in third wave feminists, the extremists have pushed a narrative as well. Now, of course, the educated black person happens to sound white. You're not, you're aware that being a thug is not the best of things to do. But of course, that's turning your back to the black community. And the reason why I brought up third wave feminism, yeah, I brought up third wave feminism about this, is because they're trying to push that there's science and then there's fem science. They're literally throwing out all other science so they can push their agenda of fem science, which is manipulating other facts and things for their benefit, as opposed to just leaving science as science and focusing on things that need to be done in science. In the case of black people being educated, you tend to speak a little different half the time, and then they go, oh, they brainwashed you. Oh, you're not black anymore. They brainwashed you. You're part of the white. You got white education, so you white now. You thinking like a white guy. You thinking like a white girl. And again, it's the whole thing of instilled mental racism in their brain that they don't want. They claim they want equality, but they really don't. Somewhere in their brain, they do not want equality. They want to be superior. They feel they are superior because I guess it's a rubber band effect of being oppressed. Their ancestors were oppressed. People they knew felt like they were oppressed, and it just rubber banded back. Or maybe it's the professors who just kind of beat that into their head. Oh, you're still oppressed. You're still oppressed. So naturally, the rubber band effect happens, and they feel superior, and they come back after educated black folks who go, hey, here's some basic facts. Oh no, you're an Uncle Tom for throwing facts out. Why? They're facts. There's a reason why they're called facts.
Why do I have to be mixed in order to have long hair?
I'm not a woman. I'm not sure how that works. I'm really not sure. I don't know if that's genetics or if you just don't want to straighten your hair. I don't know. I'm assuming straightening the hair would be what makes it long. I don't know. I really don't know. I am not a haircist. Whatever. I'm staying with that word. But the point stands, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Ask a hairdresser? Maybe they know. I guess.
Do you think well-off black people don't know what it means to be black?
This goes back to the whole black people not liking black people being successful thing. It's weird. I don't know why that's a thing, but that's a thing. People don't like people being more successful than them. But, heaven forbid, if they get successful and people don't like the fact that they're successful, they're all haters. But vice versa, they're hating on other people who are successful. I don't understand that. You would think you would want to encourage that kind of thing. Like Will Smith being successful. Great. Love it. But no, that's not a thing. People go, oh, he's just an asshole and he's just doing this, that. What? You can't be happy that one of your own race is being successful? There's many successful black people, and yet I've seen quite a few complaints from other people that go back and forth, pretty much railroading everybody. And I'm like, why? I don't get this. If a black person opens a shop, it's looked down upon. If a black person is trying to pull themselves up from bootstraps, it's looked down upon. And if they do succeed to pull themselves up, then it's all, I want handouts. What the fuck is that? No, these people pull themselves up. For fuck's sake, they pulled themselves up. And they did good. They did well. Hell, there's a guy I know on Facebook who's pulled himself up, and he's doing good. Unfortunately, he's still stuck in a narrative where if someone does better, he starts kind of getting a little angry, and he's kind of doing the whole Uncle Tom potshot thing. But he doesn't do that all the time. Because I guess when you start getting success, you kind of see things a different way. But at the same time, if you don't have enough success, you still want more success, so you get mad at people who are more successful. I don't know how that works, actually. But whatever. Whatever. The point stands that for some reason, haters are going to hate, and when it comes down to black folk, they want to hate black success stories more than they want to hate white success stories. And success stories, not success stories. English. And I don't know why that is. You would think the black community would be more forthwith and more energetic that their kind is getting successful. But nah, come back to the struggle. Come back to the struggle. You don't need to be successful. Come back to the struggle. Remember who you are and forget what you're doing to get to where you are. No, come back. Come back. Come back. You gotta go back to ground zero. Come back.
Isn't only defined by adversity.
And therein lies the major problem. Some black folks feel that for you to be black, you have to have problems in your life. You have to be pushing through all these things. And if you have managed to push through all of it, it doesn't count because you're not actively pushing through it anymore. And it's weird how that mentality is, and I don't know why that's a thing, but it's a thing. I don't know why. I do appreciate that question, though. It makes me think, and I'm probably going to bring it up to other people later. I like it when questions make me actually think logically, and not just, here's a logical answer right off the bat because logic! No, I like the fact that I have to think about it and think on a logical level to get to that answer. Not right off the top of my head, base logic, boom, there's the answer. Like an answer that everyone should know from the get-go, but here I am saying it anyway. In this case, I don't know why. I don't know why.
Some black people say, oh, I have Native American in my family in order to feel interesting or more valuable than other black people around them.
Why?
Now, hold on. To be fair, in some cases, it could very well be true. However, in other cases, it is just as you claim. Now, with that being said, maybe there's a reason behind that. I don't know. I don't understand exactly what the mentality is. Maybe they're hoping to change the statistics on, I don't know, Native American on Native American crime. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it was to make them feel more interesting. But really, if that's your whole beef with it, seriously? Unless they're the ones being highly popular or making serious bank off of it, I don't think that's a major problem. Do you? Really?
Can't we just acknowledge that there are a bunch of different types of black people walking around and they're all amazing and unique and special in their own way?
So wait, the clip just before this, or before this one, said that there was a complaint that black people would say that they're Indian or something else to seem more interesting, and then this clip said, oh, why can't we just acknowledge that there are different types of black people out there in the world and we're all unique and special in our own way? Okay, are you going A or B on this one? You need to set a foothold and go a direction, because you're swinging wildly. You're just swinging for fences, and it makes no sense. Choose a side and stick to it. Are you offended that they're claiming other stuff, or are you not offended that they're claiming other stuff? You have to, Buzzfeed, get your stuff in order, please. I'm asking you, as a human being with logic and rationale. I'm pretty sure, I mean, you're doing better, apparently, but come on, seriously?
Within the black community are so quick to kind of tear each other down and to look towards other races in terms of their success and in terms of what they have, but never want to kind of look into the mirror ourselves.
Whoa, El Capitan. Hold on. Let me get this straight. In the other video, black folks question white folks, again, done by Buzzfeed. Maybe that came after. I don't know. I should probably look at dates, but whatever. The point stands that you guys had pretty much a fit about appropriation. Hair, clothes, the whole nine. You had a fit about appropriation. Style, trends, hair. And here we are, different video, different question, near the end, where you come up and you're asking about why the black community looks at other races and compares their success to the other races and belittles themselves because of it. Did you not realize that the appropriation isn't trying to wipe you out? They're taking the part of a person. The appropriation is taking things that they think is very... I'm trying to think of the best way to say this without being condescending, but you guys are trying to make me go mad, and I don't want to go mad. The appropriation factor is people from one race are taking items from another race to apply it to themselves because of the appreciation of said item. They're not trying to just rip it from me and go, this has never been a black thing. No. Well, maybe Miley Cyrus, but no. That's not what's going on. That's not the point of the appropriation. They're not trying to just take it from you and go, haha, F you. No, they're literally going, this is good for overall. This is good overall. We like this. We want to show you guys that we appreciate this kind of thing by taking it in as something that we like. We're showing you that we want to be with you on this. We want to agree with you on this. And the first thing y'all do is you throw a fit about appropriation. I'm thinking that's the wrong word. I'm pretty positive appropriation isn't the right word. I'm pretty positive. But whatever. I digress. Let's just move on. My point pretty much stands. You have one video that says one thing, and now you have this one that says another. Stop being hypocritical. It's confusing. Let's just go to the next one.
I love black folks, but that doesn't mean I don't have questions.
Alright, so that's pretty much the end of it. She loves black folks, but it doesn't mean that I don't have questions. Okay, good. Makes sense. Okay, so here's the thing. Now that this is all done, yay, I can actually go back to focusing on what I was going to do and choose a random game, put that gameplay up, then choose another random game, put that gameplay up, and then decide what game to actually play through. That said and done. I'm happy this one was actually last. I'm happy I made this one last. Not because, oh, I wanted to do this. No. I wanted to make sure at least one of the videos somewhere was not going to drive me insane, and I had faith that black people questioning black folks would actually have some level of sense, as opposed to following the SJW circle jerk of an echo chamber that we've obviously seen here. Well, if you've seen all of them in one shot, good for you. You got a great attention span, because my videos are long as back on point. The fact remains that if you do get through the whole series of questions that I've answered as best as I could with my limited knowledge and experience in these things, you will see that they go from legitimate questions to the SJW circle jerk back to legitimate questions. And some of them are legitimate questions, as I've commented on every question that I found legitimate. The Australian one, most of those guys hit questions that I was like, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it's because it was marketable. I don't know. Same thing with this video. There's questions in there that were asked, and I'm sitting here going, I don't really know. It doesn't make sense to me either. But I accept that. Now, maybe it's because I'm half black that I'm not fully a black person, so maybe that's why I'm not able to understand the black questioning. They just covered that earlier in this video in one of the questions. Strange how that just pops up now. I can actually use Buzzfeed to point that out, which is terrifying that I can use a Buzzfeed video to point out someone being racist. What the fuck? That's just a shenanigan on the fact. Wow. I'm going to have to sit there and think about that one. But, now that I'm done with these freaking questions, don't have to worry about them anymore. Got that off my plate. Finally done. Putting it all in one playlist, and I'll just have that playlist at the bottom of each of the videos in the description when everything's uploaded and done into the video in the order, some sort of order. But I'm Double R, and I'm happy to have tried to at least get through these questions that applied to me in some way, shape, or form. So, rest of y'all, have fun. Think. Use actual critical thinking, not thinking through a feminist lens where we spin everything to magically be a pain in the ass. No, don't do that. Don't do that. If you're going to use a critical lens, use a straight up critical lens on things. Okay? Think for yourselves. Don't be sheep. Don't be stupid. Use basic fucking logic. I'm Double R. I'm out. Now to find a gameplay to put up, because I want to play some fucking games after putting up with all this hootenanny bullshit, motherfucking SJW, Kung Fu, whatever it's called.